But what I'm super excited today,
Me too.
you know what else, anything you got going on in your neck of the woods?
No, I'm looking forward to what you're looking forward to.
And that is the master class that we are having right now with the Brazil singer the extraordinaire. And I can't wait. She's going to tell us everything about samba music, the history of samba music. But most of all, she's appearing tonight live in concert at the Urban Artists Exchange down off of Clifford Brown Walk. And that's Cara. I want to make sure I say it right, right? Pierotto.
Pierotto.
Pierotto. Did I say it right, Cara?
You did.
So thank you
That's
so
a
much
tough
for
one.
coming. And we really appreciate you for zooming in with us.
Yes, thank you
Yes,
so much.
absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you for having me.
so you're performing tonight at the Urban Art Exchange, and you know we were doing our research about you, and wow, you are huge. You are an amazing artist.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been some years. I'm at it. You know, I consider myself a Brazilian music ambassador. I take it very seriously. You know, my band is all Brazilian, and we love spreading Brazilian music around the world. That's our
Awesome,
thing.
beautiful. Now, question for you: samba, right? Tell me the history, a little bit of history about samba music and why it's so special to you.
Yes, absolutely. So, you probably heard of Brazilian Carnival, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying. I'm trying to be a part of it. I'm trying to go.
I know you should. It's definitely something everyone should experience at least once in their life.
Oh wow.
In Rio or in Bahia at the north of Brazil. Those are like beautiful experiences. But Rio, it's where that big parade happens, like with the dancers, with the feathers. But Carnival, it's actually a cultural holiday that happens every February, and it's like a 4-day celebration. And it's this time in Brazil where it doesn't matter what gender you are, what background you are, what age you are, what social background you are. It doesn't matter. It's a time where Brazilian people just come together and literally forget about everything. Their
Wow.
problems, their limitations, and they just kind of celebrate. And the heartbeat of that celebration is samba music. And when I say heartbeat, I mean it because it's definitely a beat. It's
Right.
like it's that beat that sometimes you know, like if you go to Carnival in Rio, to the parade center, you're gonna experience like a drumming session of like 500 drummers
Wow.
playing the beat at the same time. It's super, like it's almost transcendental. Like it's an experience that you just like, oh my God, it's like what is this? And
Right.
you know, and everybody's on time, and that beat kind of just elevates the frequency of the place and whatever that's being played. So that's what samba music is. And culturally, you know, not sure if you guys are aware, but Brazil, it's so broad. You
Right.
know, we were colonized by almost every country.
Right.
You know, at some point, you know, we could easily, size-wise, we could easily be a continent, and because we're just so big. So,
Right.
like, if you go to the south of Brazil, where I'm from, you know, we're colonized by the Germans and Italians. But then if you go to up north, that's where the African slaves were brought from. And the African culture, it's the base of Brazilian culture.
Right.
And samba music was a way of Africans to enjoy their religion and not be reprimanded by it. So
Wow.
they hid it behind dance and music. Like they were celebrating, not celebrating, because you know, how could you celebrate? But that was the way of them just like enjoying their time and their culture together, you know. And that kind of just spread, you know, when it came down to the center of Brazil, to Rio de Janeiro, it kind of got mixed with the local, with Portuguese music, because that's where all the Portuguese monarchy had arrived.
Right.
And then it just became this national theme.
Right.
And now it's it's a beat. It's music. You guys know the power of music, regardless of
Yes.
what any kind of music.
Right.
Praise music. So grateful for music. But the samba beat, it's this beat that you feel it, that you hear it, and your body just, oh, I don't know if you hear it or not. I don't know, but I like it, you know. And
Right.
it really doesn't matter where you're from, if you've heard it before or not. So it's an infectious rhythm
Right.
that I think it's pure magic.
Right.
And not only that, the samba rhythm, you know, also because Brazilian music is just so vast. There's so many expressions of it. It stems into other rhythms. So
Right.
it's almost like there's samba, and then there's all these other rhythms that stem from it. One of them, you guys probably heard of it, it's called bossa nova.
Yes.
You know, which is that elevator music that we all heard. You know, the girl from Ipanema that we all have heard too.
Yeah.
You know, and there's also a rhythm called samba reggae, which was developed in the northeast of Brazil. And then there's another rhythm that's called samba rock, and then samba lanço, which is like a swung samba. So it's literally magic.
Right.
You can literally like turn any song. You know, in my show this evening at 8 p.m., I do a version of Killing Me Softly from Roberta Flack. You guys probably have heard it.
Absolutely.
But we do it in a samba version.
Wow.
So-
Okay, in the samba version of it. Oh, wow.
So I can tell, I mean, you can just hear how passionate you are about samba, and so much so that you have a new album that's kind of based around your passion and love for that, right?
Yes, ma'am. And the name of the samba, it's called Samba Lismo. And I named it that because I wanted to be kind of like an organized religion, I would say. Not that, but kind of just like listen to this and feel what samba magic is. And, you know, those are our 10 original songs. And I explore each of the variations of the samba I was mentioning earlier into each song. So you're going to have you're going to have a bossa nova, you're going to have a samba canção, which is like a more storytelling samba. And then there's going to be like a carnival samba, the last song, it's like a upbeat, super high beat, like high speed samba. And so that's what the album is about, and I'm super proud of it. This is my best work yet.
Wow.
And you
It's
recorded
all
it
over
live?
the internet. I did. I recorded it live in Rio.
In Rio. So how did that influence the album? How did that energy get put into the album while recording it?
It did influence everything. It made everything alive. That was my first time recording it live, you know, because my first album, you guys know with technology these days, you know, you can literally record a whole album in your room if you want.
Right.
And if you have the software. So my first album, that's kind of how I recorded it. Like I have, you know, we have a network of musicians that have their equipment. You know, I have a friend that is a drummer. He has a studio in his house. So I would send the track, he would record the drums, and then he would send me the files. And that's how I did my first album. This time around, we had a whole concept about this album. So my husband and I, Greco, he's the producer of the album too. And we were going to be in Brazil for Christmas and New Year's with our families. We hadn't been in so long. So we're like, okay, we're going to be there. And then my drummer, Felipe, which is going to be playing with me this evening too, was going to be in Curitiba, which is like another city in Brazil, in another state, to be with his parents. And then JP Moran, which is the guitar player, he was going to be there too. So we're like, how about we go to Rio? Because none of us are from Rio.
Okay.
We're like, how about we go to Rio and the studio, magical studio. It's like they have a house where you can stay, and then they have a separate house where it's the studio. So you go there, and it's an immersive experience. You stay there, like we stayed there for 7 days.
Wow.
And then we just would wake up, there would be a lady that would make breakfast for us. That was probably the most magical part of it. And then we go into the studio, record the whole morning. She would make lunch for us. Go into the studio, record it whole afternoon, and that was it. We had an album done in 7 days.
Wow.
And that was my first time recording in live, like literally, even vocals, because sometimes they will record live the band, and then the artist will record the vocals. But no, the vocals that are on the album are vocals that I recorded with them live. Wow. Of course, we're all in separate rooms because you need the editing and all that, but the live magic, it's on every song. Some of the songs, like the one, it's called Spaceship. That was the first time I showed them the songs, because we did a lot of prepping before we headed down to Brazil,
right,
as far as arrangements go, because we wanted to be there and just like press record. But then I wrote one song last minute, and they had never heard of it. I just had like the chord sheet in front of them, and I gave them the tempo, and this is how I feel it, and they recorded like, and the version that it's on the album, it's like the second take that we did, and it's everybody at once, so you can literally hear that. I think you can anyway.
Right.
I invite you to take a listen and see if you feel it. Like there's this aliveness to it.
Now, and tell us, where can we listen and where can people, our viewers, watch if they want to purchase the album?
Well, you guys know it's available in all digital platforms. It's also on YouTube, and it's also on my website. And
Okay.
it's myname.com.
All right, love it, love it, love it. Now, you've been in the United States for the last 5 years, and in Brazil.
I wish.
I mean, we've been traveling, been here. What I want to know is, like, who was your influence in Brazil when it came to samba music and growing up?
Yeah. So
Was that your question? Oh, my bad.
I was absolutely curious about that, because you can hear the different variations of music within your music, like reggae and some pop, some So what was your musical influence?
100%. So I grew up to MTV in Brazil.
There you have it.
So I was listening to American music.
Okay.
Bear with me. So when I moved here in 2008, I moved here in 2001, and I went to school, then I graduated, then I went back to Brazil. I was in Brazil for 7 years, then I came back in 2008. That's when I started my musical career.
Okay.
And I had never sang before. I used to sing in a choir as like how do you say, like a hobby. It was like just something I did that brought me joy.
Right.
But I had a whole nother career. And once the choir ended, I realized that was the only thing that kept me alive, that literally fed me from within, that I was alive. I was like, oh, I want to feel more of that. And then I went on Craigslist, and then I looked for anybody that was kind of wanting to put a band together.
Okay.
And then one of the things I had on my side was that I was a Brazilian. And so I was like, Brazilian singer looking for a band. And then I found a band, and it was like a world music situation. And then he started playing all the bossa nova stuff. Mind you, in Brazil, I had never played or heard bossa nova.
Okay.
But when he started playing them, I knew them all.
Wow.
It was almost like it was in my DNA.
Yeah.
You know, the lyrics were a little, I had to pull up the lyrics, but the melodies, I knew them all. And then I started playing with him. It was a guitar player. His name is Antonio. He's my best friend until today. And I kind of became a Brazilian singer here. And then I started to get gigs. Then, I recorded an album. And then I started to study and learn about it. So I want to say one of my big influences are Sade. I used to listen to Sade a lot. Hell
Sade.
Yes, absolutely.
Love
so
it.
She's
Love it.
very present where I come from with my songwriting too. And then there's a Brazilian singer called Céu. There's a Brazilian singer called Maria Rita. I became like an experience of what I was listening. So anything that would catch my ear, I'll be like dive in and just like absorb all that. And then that just kind of started to come up on my songwriting.
I do have a question. So for new fans, right, for new listeners,
okay,
I have a process. When I share my music with my friends, I have to pick the best song on the album that I know is going to grab their attention and win them over. So for your new fans, what song of yours would you recommend them to start with first?
Okay.
That's a good question. That's great.
It is a great question. Thank you. I'm going to have that on my sleeve for next interview. Because obviously I love all of them.
Right.
However, the bossa nova of the album, it's called Meros Mortais, Mere Mortals. And it's just amazing. The story behind the song, my partner and I, we also write songs for other singers, other artists, other projects. And this song specifically, we were asked by this movie that needed a bossa nova, and they were like, write me a song that makes me feel like I'm in Rio. And we looked at each other like, yes, we've been to Rio. We love Rio. We can do that. So that's where the story of the song comes from. And the story, the actual story, the lyrics, we imagine like this couple, you know, like us, or like freshly in love. Imagine that, freshly in love, where everything is possible. You know, you feel your best, you feel your greatest. You know, you guys want to travel the world together. You want to go to, you know, you want to do all these things that you've never done with somebody so special. It's like that moment,
Right.
And then you're walking down the Ipanema beach, and you're looking up the crystal on the mountain, and you know the beach breeze is hitting your face gently, and you can hear the waves. So that's the story behind the song. Usually on my live performance, I invite people to, like, I tell them the story I just told you, and then I invite them to close their eyes and
transport.
And transport, exactly. So I think that song, it's not like, wow, you know, there's Spasonavi, the spaceship one. It's one of my favorites too. That would be the second recommendation. That it was it's a story about this experience that I had. That you guys been to a yoga class before?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know that relaxation part where you relax so much sometimes that you forget you have a body.
Yes.
Okay, so I had an experience like that once, but I literally forgot I had a body, and I felt like I was in space.
Right.
And I was like traveling in the cosmos and the comets and, you know, the moon, and I could see the North Star, and everything just gained so much perspective. And I was like, wow, things are just so much simpler. What am I doing? But anyways, when I was there, I thought of my partner. I was like, how cool would it be if he could be here with me, experience this with me? And then I joked. I wrote this song kind of as a joke, like, because it goes like, you and I in a spaceship flying high in the cosmos. And then, you know, when we're putting the songs together, I added that song and we did a samba version of it. It's actually a samba lanzo, which is the swung version I mentioned earlier. So it's like a really groovy samba song. You can't help but move to it. And so, yeah, Meros Mortais, and then Spasonavi, which is like mere mortals and spaceship. Nice. That would be the two that I would recommend.
So we'll see those tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, shoot, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about your influences and growing up with music. Now, your songwriting, is that influence between your spirituality and love? Or like how much does that play into your songwriting? Because you said a couple things here, keywords such as frequency, you know, you know, out of body experience.
Yoga.
Yeah. So and I'm seeing that there's a pattern, right?
Yes, sir.
Like how much of your music is influenced by these positive and wonderful energies?
100%. It's who I am. It's my lifestyle. I'm an explorer. I'm also a trained Kundalini yoga teacher where I practiced and taught for 7 years. That was my intro to spirituality. That was like when I found out that God is what's inside of me, inside of all of us. And I have direct connection to it every day, at any time, if I want. And it's pure magic, and it's a relationship that only depends on myself, on harvesting it, on like nurturing it. And I do, and I respect it. And, you know, as a songwriter, I also consider myself as a messenger. I think musicians, songwriters are messengers of the divine magic that gives us all life. And songs are reminders, you know, because the magic of music sometimes helps messages get heard.
Right.
So when I write, I try to always, of course, it always comes through my instrument, so it's going to come through my lens, right? And it's sometimes I think I'm writing stuff for somebody or for other people, but with time, when I look back, it's like, oh, that was for me. It's always for me. The messages are always for me. But you know, also one of the things I take under consideration is that I'm the one going to be singing it. So I need to be mindful of what what I'm singing, because I believe in the power of manifestation and the power of repetition and of words. You know, first came the sound, first came the word, and that's where it all starts. So I'm very mindful of what I hear and what I say. So when it comes to what I make sure that what I'm writing, what I'm going to be singing, are going to be, you know, nutritional for myself. You know, and then I think because of that, then it reflects back to the audience, and then they can feel it because it's real and it's optimistic. You know, we're all having the same experience. We're all just humans having a spiritual experience, and we all just want to be loved, and you know, and be in community and take care of each other. We just forgot about it. So I also like to bring that to the show and to anything that I do, you know, that this is what we're here for. We're here to dance and have fun and enjoy this beautiful earth that we're inhabiting right now.
I love it.
love
I'm coming tonight just because, one,
Oh,
I'm
right.
curious, but two, just because how you wrapped it up like there, because like you said, we're messengers, right? When you're vibrating on a certain frequency and which you do, and when the universe puts you in front of people, like, yeah, we're messengers. So I know, just like when, you know, you ever enjoyed listening to a certain song and it just translates to you totally different. Your message about growth is in the music.
Yes.
Right? What do you want the people to take away from listening to your artistry, your message, and your music? How do you want them to feel, and what do you want them to just to take away after they hear you tonight for the first time?
I feel like I've done my job when I see people with a smile on their face at the end of the show, with their eyes like just like, I love transmuting whatever was there, like that was kind of dense. I love making that be transmuted into lightness and hope, and like that's when I feel like I've done my job, you know, because I sing in Portuguese, you know. There's a song I sing in English, and there's one I sing in Spanish too. But and I also know that I am in the US, but I also do that very intentionally, because I feel like sometimes if you do not understand the lyrics, sometimes it's better because then you listen. And then when you listen, you help the frequency of music come in and do all the things that it needs to do through your energy body, because music goes right into your heart. And you know, when you don't understand the lyrics, it's better, because then it just goes. It doesn't go through here. It just goes straight here and into your body. So my intention is always to have people feeling better than they arrived.
There you go. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
Oh my gosh! Look, we talked about your new album that dropped in May. We talked about, we got an education on the master class on samba music. We talked about tonight. Tonight at the Urban Artists Exchange, you are performing. Can't wait to meet you. So if you see some big guy running through the crowd like, yay, that's me. You know, it's only Big Ive. Again, City Fest, the Levitt Foundation, Urban Artists Exchange, and the City of Wilmington present the Levitt AMP Wilmington Music Series, and Cara is there tonight, Wednesday, September 13th, starting at 6:30. Make sure you get there. For more information, go to cityfestwilm.com for weekly performances, a list of weekly performances, and you don't want to miss this. This is going to be a treat, and this is absolutely, positively free. Free. Beautiful amphitheater, Joy.
Yeah.
Beautiful songstress that's going to be there with an amazing message through song. Can't wait to meet you. Can't wait to hear you. And just thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much.
you all.
Thank you for the energy exchange virtually. I'm looking forward to feeling the vibrancy and the vibes and that good energy in person. So good luck tonight. I can't wait to
Thank
hear.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what we're going to do, right, is like now when we get ready for Good Morning Wilmington, is that we're just going to play samba music, play her music in the studio to get the energy just popping. You know what I mean? I feel better, just like how we said, like I feel better
I
already.
feel better
You know?
too. Yes, I feel better. I agree.
Cora, tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
Social media, Caro Pierotto. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube.
You're on everything.
So Yeah, you know, you have to. Thank you so much, y'all. I hope to see you later.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
All
All
right.
right. I love it. I love it. The energy's mean. Oh my
Yes.
God. See you now. All right. Good morning, Wilmington. Again, Levitt Foundation. Throw that up real quick so people can see it again then. Levitt Foundation, City Fest, City of Wilmington, Urban Artists Exchange. Levitt Foundation presents the Levitt AMP Wilmington Music Series. It's a hell of a series going on. Hell of a series. Levitt, September 13th, starting the night at 6:30. Make sure you be there. The Brazilian singer and songwriter, Caro, and I'll make sure I pronounce this right, Pietro will be performing free of charge. Amazing artist. I love it.
Yes.
Oh, and we got to mention, my man, thank you, brother. Don't forget the Big Hive Turkey Drive coming up in November. We are going to feed about 14,000 families, Joy.
That's a beautiful thing.
You talk about energy exchange?
That is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we have people, again, if you'd like to donate, you can donate as small as like $20. That $20 will help a turkey go to a family. We also have the D9, Dr. Pettiford and his crew that are going to be handing out. They're going to be handling the sides, so you get stuffing and all that good stuff and some vegetables. So shout out to them. We have a bunch of partners. If you'd like to be a partner, just send me an email at ivan@detvch.com, or we'll put the link to the donate in the description, right? And the QR code so you can see it. Wish we had it, throw it on the screen, but next show. What's up? Did I miss everything? I'm good? Huh? Why are we doing it? Good question. We're doing it because we care. There's nothing else around that. We care. You know, when I created the company a long time ago, I said wherever God will have me, you know, to do, I would do. Yeah. And I mean, we're very fortunate around here at DETV, and why not give back? Even if you're not fortunate, why not give back? It's our duty. It's our goal. It's the way that we live, and it's the way that we stay one with God in the universe. Woo! I got all that out in one breath.
You walking in your purpose is what it sounds like.
That's exactly what it is, man. It's about purpose and making sure that when people meet you, that they're different when they leave.
Just like Carl said.
Yeah. How did you like that interview?
I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned the message and timing and alignment, and I think me being here and interviewing her and hearing her message, talking about music and my love for music, I think it was great timing. Yeah. Great message. Yeah. So thank you again.
No, thanks for coming.
Yeah, for sure.
You coming back?
I'm coming back. Whenever you have me, I'm coming.
Good, because I'm tired of watching these guys. All right, we're good. DETVCH.com for more information. Make sure you follow us at DETVCH.com. Follow us on social media, all the social media channels at DETV. Google it. If you don't know, ask a friend. They'll tell you, like, yo, these young people in Wilmington are doing the damn thing. All right, keeping you informed, keeping you abreast of everything going on in the community. You got anything?
I don't. Be great. Good morning, Wilmington.
Go be great. Well, I'll let you on the other side of happiness.